What's up, guys? This is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. So, I'm gonna continue the MongoDB series. This will be tutorial 2. First, let me just quickly go through the things what we actually covered in the tutorial 1. We have seen what is the required or what are the required libraries for Python. In this case, I think mainly we need PyMongo, but for other stuff for CSV parsing and all, we need like URL lib and all. After that, we read from our credential file and we set up this connection. And after that, we just created this sort of things like database and then collection and then count documents. We see count with condition, count like without condition, count with condition, find one element and one insert one element. Not element is document, because MongoDB is a document database. Again, document means just for the sake of understanding, just understand key value pair, JSON or dictionary, whatever is comfortable for you, just go through that. So the next thing is that we'll be going to like see some other like topics, like some other queries. So in this series of tutorial, actually are building the intuition to work with the MongoDB as our backend for any sort of like web front end or any sort of like web application. When you're talking about web applications, so it is going to be either Flask or Django, because we are talking about Python. I'm not going to create any Node.js or any other JavaScript frame based web front end. So it will be definitely either like Python, Django or Flask. Okay, guys, so let me create another Python file. So this is going to be like tutorial 2. Let me give one heading, tutorial 2, rename MongoDB to, well, let me now start this thing. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna perform here, but mostly it is going to be like starting from the basics query, like whatever we perform in the last video, I'll just continue after that. So let me just import those things first. From PyMongo import, I think Mongo client, yes, then import CSV for our connection, import URL lib. I think this is done. So let me just establish the connection. Client equals to like Mongo client. Then I think this is going to be let me just open this Atlas thing. Okay, guys, so this is MongoDB Atlas Cloud. So you can have your credential over here or account over here, and after that they will give you some sort of like space to create your own database and collection. So collection is equivalent to table, but it is not the right practice for the table. Always say collection. So if you create or click on the collection, if you see, so let me just open this thing. Okay, something is happening in the back end. Well, so our collection was this Python test was database. Test collection is our collection, and we had like 4 documents. Like we have created 4 users or document, whatever. Like, okay, guys. So let me check the connection string first. Okay, how to connect? Okay, so this is going to be, I'm not sure, advanced or network access. Where shall I go to get that thing? I'm not sure. Hmm, not sure. Not sure. It's actually okay. Connect with your application. I have to select here Python and version. So you have to copy this thing. Okay, or copy. Then you have to put this thing over here. Okay. So up to this. This is going to be in double quotes. After that you have to put like this, and we all know like we are going to read from one CSV file. So this is our credential file. We are going to read from that file. So let me write this thing. Escape P. Okay, with open credential.txt as f1. Okay, then csv row equals to csv dot reader will be f1. The I'm not going to explain these things, guys. I have done probably 1,000 times this thing, starting from all of my like web scraping course. Then from row in csv row, so id, this is going to be row 0, and password is going to be row 1. Simple. So now I have to put row 0 id over here, and then I have to put an plus, and then I have to put this, sorry guys, this, then I have to give this, then I have to remove this one, then I have to remove this one to give id, then I have to give plus, and then this, and I have to give this. So this is done. Our connection string is ready. So let me run this thing. CSV for row in CSV row. Well, why this is saying that something is missing for row in CSV row? Well, I'm not sure. What is the problem over here? For row in CSV row, delimiter is, well, this is strange. Okay, I have written from, this should be for, so I need some typo. Okay, fine, then let's check this one again. Some problem, not sure. Okay, sorry guys. So this is going to be like url lib dot parse dot quote. So this, and I do this. So done. So now this is the connection string, like equivalent to connection string, but no, this is not the connection kind of a thing, but you guys can think about this in that way. Now I have to get the db is going to be client, and this is going to be like I forgot actually, collection, python test. Well, let's check it's working. Then I have to get it by this collection test underscore collection. So guys, now I have got this thing. So now if you want to check how many collections are there, so you can do it like collection names and like this. So test collection. Okay, so you have to now, if you just pass this thing in this way, so let's test this thing. Okay, well, so okay, so in last video we have seen how to like find like one record. Now we'll see how to find all records, like find all documents. Well, to do that you have to pass the collection dot find. Simple. x equals to collection dot find. Okay, so now the thing is that for doc in x print x, no sorry, print doc. Well, I did a mistake. So everything has been printed one by one, like all the elements. So if I make it like this, cut or copy, whatever, and then remove. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so if you go and check over here, like how many records are there, uh, I'm not sure why this is showing 8. This is strange. Oh, okay, no, this is 4 actually. I was actually looking at this other database. 1 2 3 4 records are there, like Ronnie, Rohit, Rahul, Messi. Let's check. Ronnie, Rohit, Rahul, Messi. Okay, so this is fine. All documents with this thing. So you can do some sort of like query as well inside that. Let's say, well, again, like same thing. This is not going to change. Okay, guys. So this is one thing we have seen how to get all collection. Like let's say we have seen like this is in the database. So if you like find all collection, how to do that? So for that, like db dot like collection names, and you have to just, so this is going to write all the collection. Okay, so now the next thing is that like how to deal with something like this object id. If you see, like there is something called object id. So this object id is very important. Like this is not the normal string. So I can tell you why this is normal string. I'll clear this thing now. So let's say, so this is, just copy this thing over here. Okay, I'll just copy this thing, like, or find underscore one. Okay, so it's going to write this thing. So let's say if you write this thing, also this is going to print Ronnie. Okay, because this is the object id of Ronnie. Okay, id is this, object id is not defined. mm, I'm not sure what happened. Okay, okay, object, why this is saying that object id is not defined. Okay, one thing, that is what okay, from, actually it is right, this object id in the form of bson format. Okay, so okay, now if you run this thing, import name object id. Okay, I think, okay, what happened? Cannot import object id from bson object id. Okay, so now if I run this thing, it will work. See, this is working. So this is normal string. This is not normal string object id. This is actually one method which is actually converting this string into the this id. So actual key is I underscore id, not this one. So this is actually method. So someone actually can mistakenly convert this as a string or think this as a string, and after that if someone is going to compare this with object id with this as a normal string operation, this is going to throw some error. Like if you see, like when I use bson.object id and import object id, then only it works. So this is not normal string like other key value pair, like let me just open my MongoDB. Like this is not like this thing. This is not like this thing. So let's say if you let's say, well, let me just open this thing. Why I'm doing there actually. So this is string actually, but this is not the string name. This is value. This is string, but this is not the string value. So if you get this sort of string like this, you have to then convert it using this object id method. Then only you will be able to do it. Okay. So or else it will not work. So this is the main thing. Okay. So I can do one thing. Like let's say you are having this string. Let's say y equals to this. Okay. Let's say, and then y equals to, let's say, and y. Okay. Now you can completely eliminate this thing with this. See? Okay, I have to just get this thing. See? So this is actually method. This is not string. Don't get confused this with some sort of string, and don't try to compare the whole like thing with any sort of like parsing and all. So probably in sort of like with respect to some large amount of like database driven applications, like they are often required to check user ID while doing cookie handling or session handling. You would like to get the object ID of the user to like some sort of session management or cookie management. So in that time, if you are going to just do normal string comparison to check the whether the user is same or not, that time probably it will throw some error. So just remember these things again. Like the more you do or develop some sort of like confidence among like yourself, then it will be easier for you to like grab those things. So don't get confused this thing with string. This is not a string. This is a method which is actually converting this value into a object ID kind of a format, and this is actually in bson format. So I'm not going to explain this thing because this is not going to make any sense over here for this video. But if you guys are willing to know or understand these things, just go google or like wikipedia, or you can go through official mongodb documentation. This is very important things to know. But again, I have just told you like the main part of these things, why we are using this thing and what is the difference. So this is one topic like uh, mhm, object id is not string. Okay. So next part is going to be like how we are going to like insert bulk in bulk. Like in the last video we have seen, like let's say, let me just quickly open this thing. In the last video we have like inserted one object, right? Insert one document. So we'll see now how are we going to like achieve like multiple insert. Okay. Or let's say, let me just first create like let's say record equals to, okay, this is going to be name equals to bulk one. It's a bulk insert, so that is why I'm just giving name bulk one, name bulk two. Okay. Insert bulk. Okay, and now we are going to insert this thing, collection dot insert many, and if we just this thing, so this will insert. So this is done. If we go and check this thing here, so it is now 4. If we refresh this thing, I'm not sure. Yeah, C6. See, bulk 1 and bulk 2. So now if you'd like to see like what has been like inserted and what is their object ID, you can do that thing as well. So xx equal to this, and after that just bulk 1 1, bulk 1 2. Okay, and x dot inserted, I think, yes, thing. Well, I did a mistake. Sorry guys. And after that inserted underscore IDs, I think. Yes, this is the inserted object ID of this element. Like if you check this thing, let's take the last one, bulk 1 1, bulk 2, 5 4. Just take this thing. See, this is same. And there is no duplicate checking. See, cause the duplicate or primary key is by default set by the system, but you can do something like some sort of testing, or you can have something like whenever there is some duplicate, you can like erase some sort of exception, like you can develop this thing. But from MongoDB, that is not possible. You have to do some sort of like testing kind of a thing using some other framework called Mocha and Mongoose. Those are actually from Node.js framework. I'm not going to discuss all those things, but rather I will show you some other techniques. But those are actually very much popular and very powerful. But as we are not going to discuss all those techniques over here, so I will show you how you can do some sort of like exceptional handling your code. Let's say you are going to insert one object, and before going to insert that object, you could do some sort of like query, like whether this object is present or not, and depending on that we will like insert that object. We can do that, but again, the other frameworks Mocha and Mongoose, those are actually really powerful. So I'm not going to discuss the hardcore software development or web application development. So this is not our topic for this course, at least. Maybe in the future, if I like get someone who is actually willing to like do some sort of video for our channel, we can do it. But our primary or main objective is to Python and machine learning. So guys, that's all for bulk insert. I think we can do some other hands-on. Like one of the student actually requested for one thing that is actually good. He requested that he is having some sort of CSV file, and how to insert that CSV file like inside the database in the MongoDB database, and the data are having like CSV file is having some value with like let's say 4 column or 4 rows, and he wants to insert those objects in MongoDB. This is very simple, but again, one of the common things to do. So I think I should do it now. Okay, so kind of small project. Okay, so let me create my file first. Let's say name, uh, department, designation, and let's say city. Okay, so let me give some name like I'm not sure. Let me give some name. John, Sam, Rocky, Corey, Richard, Anna, Milta, anything. Department, IT, IT, admin, HR, logistics, HR, finance, NNC. This designation is manager, um, advisor, consultant, senior manager, analyst, let's say supervisor to admin is there, let's say support analyst. Okay, so there are 7 record. We'd like to like insert those object inside our database. So let me just give a name this like data.txt, and let me save this object and we'll try to import. So again the same thing, like with open as f1. Okay, now like let's say um, records equals to csp dot reader f1 delimiter equals to this for row for record in records, let's say name equals to record 0, dep means department means record 1, and des means designation equals to record 2, and like this is going to be kind of one dictionary. So every time whenever there is a new record, I'll be going to initialize one dictionary and I'll make it like blank. Okay, so dict equals to this, then name colon name, then dep colon dep, like department, and let's say designation des. Well guys, now I'll be going to like we need to create this sort of list actually, right? Where is the list actually? List. So I have to add this dictionary afterwards. So I have to initialize one list with blank and I have to append here like li dot append equals to dict. Okay, so let me first run this thing to check whether everything is working fine or not. Okay, so this is executed. So if I just print this thing, so it should write the dictionary. Oh, nice, cool. So 1 record, 2 record, 3 record, 4 record, 5 record, 6 record, 7, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are total 8 record. But the problem is that we do not want this record. So for that we need to do something. Well, so what we need to do? Anyone is having any idea? I think if I greater than 0, then only it should have it should go inside that loop, or else not, or else not. And what is I haven't initialized this thing, so let me just start this thing. I equals to 0 and I equals to I plus plus, right guys? So when I is equal to 0, then this is means header. It will iterate and it will make if 1, and after that it will do. Okay, so if I run this thing, I is equal to, oh, well, if I run this thing, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, see, it's done. Now the simple thing, now if I run this thing like this thing, okay, I have to make it li and xx dot inserted inserted underscore ids. List object is not callable. Why this is saying like this? Well, why this is saying list object is not callable? Collection dot insert many. This is list. Really, this is list. We should call this item. Why this is not? Why this is saying list? Okay, list object is not callable. Inserted IDs. I'm not sure what is the problem here. Okay, did a mistake. Actually, we are getting error here. Batch of error occurred. I'm not sure what is the problem again. Well, let me first check whether it is inserted the object or not. Let me refresh this thing. Yes, I think total document is 17. It is actually inserted. See, everything has been inserted, but we are getting some sort of error. For this line, I am not sure what is the problem. Where is our line? Inserted IDs. Okay, we are getting error for this line. Inserted IDs. Okay, what I'll do, let me remove everything. Like, okay, let me remove everything. I'm not doing using query because that tutorial I haven't done yet, so that is why I'm not doing it. But we can do it right using some sort of query as well. Actually, I would like to understand what is the problem, why this is showing that error, like some bad job failed. I'm not sure. Well, guys, so there is no more object. So let me run this thing again. Like, let me check whether we have this dictionary or not. Yes, in li we had this dictionary, so I think if we run this thing, it should not generate any error. Okay, now this is now the execution has been completed. So what happened that time? Actually, by mistake, I click more than 2 times in this thing, so that is why the bad job fail execution occurred. So if you go and check this thing over here and refresh, so I think all 7 will be available. Yes, all 7. So let me delete this thing again. I just wanted to make sure that this is actually working file. There should not be any error because I'm not going to cover these topics again and again. So wanted to make sure that if someone is writing this code for their own project or anything, like for their tutorial or study any purpose, there should not be any mistake in that. So guys, let me run this thing again. Like, okay, So this is the dictionary object. This is how we created the dictionary, and after that let me just give this another name like uh, Adi. Okay, Adi. Okay. Okay, now if I change this thing to Adi, okay, this is done. So these are the, like, let's say 5F is the first thing. Let me just check this thing here and refresh. Okay, 5F and 7 object. John, Sam. Let's see. So this is working. So that time probably I did some mouse click twice or thrice in this same run button. So that is why it was generating the error. So I think this is working fine. So guys, so this is the code actually. So what I'll do, I'll just make this thing together. uh, like this. Okay, so uh, bulk import from CSV. So if I run this thing again, it will create another 7 element. So 7. So now the total object count will be 14. So this is 14. So what I'll do, I'll just do something. I'll remove this part like not required and not required. So guys, that's all for today's video. So let me just keep this open for some time. So we are actually reading the like CSV file, and the CSV file should be in this format like this, and from there we actually loading the data inside our database. So let me open this for 1 minute. Like if someone is taking notes code, I'm not going to like publish this code in GitHub at this moment, because there is no point of like uploading these small code blocks in the GitHub. So uh, probably in the future we can do it. Probably once the course is completed, like I can segregate or consolidate all the code blocks and upload to my GitHub repository as a single code base or code block. Okay, so guys, I hope you guys are enjoying, or find find some input, or getting some help from my this MongoDB series. I think I actually got so many requests that we should start some MongoDB with Python. Actually, we are doing it with Neo4j, but Neo4j is kind of very advanced. So don't worry, guys. I also started Neo4j with Python, so it will be parallel. So guys, if you really like my videos, and if you think that it is actually making any sort of or some sort of sense to your career, or some sort of your studies or project or future, or your anything, any sort of engagement you are actually involved, then please give me just kind of like on my videos, just share some of your feedback, or like some sort of experience, like whatever you are um, doing with our videos. So it will also help us to create some sort of like other material or other topics, because I would like to know actually like how what in like how much my audience are actually interacted with respect to my course and my contents, or whether they're at all enjoying or getting some sort of benefit. I'm not here to just like gaining views or subscriber or something like that. So till now, I think you guys already understood that my contents are not like some from other I'm not copy pasting from any other website. So actually, though every contents are unique. So guys, thanks for your support and help. I hope you guys will do it in the future as well. Those are not subscribed to our channel yet, please do the subscribe. Please do subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon. Also, don't try to forget to share our video with your family and friends, whoever actually relevant for these topics, and make sure you also provide your valuable feedback or input through the YouTube comment, Facebook post, can send me direct email. I'll be always there to help you. So that's all, guys. That's all for today. Hope to see you in the next video, probably tomorrow, with another new episode or tutorial. So till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice evening.